And when you thought it couldn't get any better, it does. Welcome, everyone, to another edition of Partners in Marriage. Pim, I'm part of this co-hosting thing. I'm John Godbolt.
And I'm Vertel Godbolt.
And we always enjoy being able to get together and share with you some great information, some exciting things about what's going on in the world of marriage, dating, and all those great things. Keep in mind that you need to go to our website about great information. It's www.partnersinmarriage.com. You can find us there on the webpage. Follow us on all forms of social media. I got a guy out there that's keeping us on everything possible so we can be a part of what's happening in the social media world. Now, I've been waiting on this show so long until it's not even funny. I love talking to people who've got more years of experience in something than me. And this time, I almost made it. I got one, only to find out that another couple was married the same day and the same year. So we're close. This show is called Over 50 Years and Going Strong. We're talking about marriage, those who have been married over 50 years, some of their great advice they'll share with us. And it's going to be a great time sharing. So let me introduce these fine folk. I'm going to start with Superintendent Thomas C. and elect Lady Pecoria Leak. They are a couple here. They've got 62 years in counting.
Amen.
Marriage, 62. Isn't that amazing?
Yeah.
Now he hails from, I don't know, where you really from?
Rockingham,
Okay, he's from Rockingham.
North Carolina.
Okay, we know that now. But what I love about this man, he's always been an inspiration to me. He's a superintendent in the Church of God in Christ, so he has several churches under him. But he's also a businessman. He has been dealing with transportation from Fort Bragg to Fayetteville. He had all kinds of stuff going on. His wife has been by his side 62 years. They've raised a house full of children. I mean, a house full of children. Every time I look around, there was a leak. I played basketball, there was a leak. I went to schools, there were leaks. So come to find out, they all came out of the same house, and Pecoria did a great job. So welcome to Partners in Marriage. Good to have both of you with us.
Well, it's a privilege to be here with you.
Okay. And Pastor Emeritus, Curitan and elect Lady Lena Johnson, they hail from all over the place. I'm going to say Raleigh, Durham, Raleigh area, but certainly their skills for our county and our state. Let me start with his wife first. I met her in the school system, but she already hailed from Fayetteville State University. Bronco Pride. Okay, I won't do too much, but Bronco Pride. That's what happened. And then she works for our Cumberland County school system for about 6 years or so. A talented woman with great skills. I had one of their sons when I was at Terry Sanford, a basketball player. Kid was sharp. Okay, we'll talk about that later. But Dad, when I looked up his bio, I said, I need to bow down to him and take my hat off, because everything from the time he went to college at Chapel Hill in '67, he's always been an advocate for pro-black issues, feeding, and then when he got into the church area, actually AIDS prevention, education, world peace, anti-war efforts, rights for people in Smithfield, packing, voting registration, clothes closet, food for the needy. I mean, the brother been so busy. I looked at the bio and said we could spend an hour on his bio alone. And we just finished a Writing Our Legislators campaign to show you that they're still going on, that he led throughout our area and shared with us about people writing your Congress and senators to let them know about keeping our Social Security and Medicare and Medicaid and federal jobs and all those things. So let me just say welcome to the Johnsons.
Thank you so much.
And they have been, like I said, we got married the same day, same year. Difference, they were in Durham County, we were in Cumberland County. Let me find out. We got married at 3 o'clock. What time was yours?
We were morning, weren't we? 1 o'clock?
I don't remember.
Look got to tell folks, we came down the outlet. My wife came down the outlet at 3:05. At 3:15, we were going back the other way. Her dad, that was his first wedding. He was so nervous. I think he said all the vows. I don't know. But after 52 years, it doesn't matter.
Right.
It's
legal.
It's legal.
Right.
It's legal, yeah.
So we want to get into something that we want to talk about. My wife's going to introduce this part. So you all can just share with us what you think, and then we'll go from there, okay?
Well, the question that we're asking is, what is it that is the biggest challenge that married people have? And Bishop did some research, and it said 3 things. It said communications, patience, and trust. So I agree with that, but it's some things I thought about it, and I said, well, there's some other things that we need to work on as well. But I guess if you have communication, patience, and trust, it all works out.
Yeah.
So what do you all think?
That's interesting.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Okay.
Because if you don't communicate
Mm-hmm.
and have patience, there's no trust.
Okay. Good.
And you need all 3 of them to have that trust.
Good.
Right.
Now, that's what I think.
Yeah.
We need to know what you think. 62 years. Come on, talk to us.
Well, I feel like trust is the greatest out of the 3 that you named because everything will go much smoother when you trust in what you're doing. And I just believe if we do that, we can get further up the road. Now, we need the other 2 characteristics.
Yeah.
But trust, because if you can't trust them, then you might have a nerve problem later on in life. Your system be upset out of balance because you're all the time worried about something that don't even have to be happening.
Yeah, worry is paying for a down payment on something in the future that you may never have to deal with. But now, all of you know this. You both are pastors, and your wives have been at home when you've been away, and vice versa. How do you build that trust? What made you feel confident that Sister Johnson and Sister Leek are going to be faithful, or Reverend Johnson and Reverend Leek are going to be faithful out there?
I wasn't worried about the faithful part. I was worried about, getting me some room in the closet to put my clothes, and communicating that, all her hats were under the bed, and there wasn't no room to get nothing under there. And then the bills coming in. Now, did you run up a credit card? So that goes back to trust, though. I had to trust her not to run up the bills too high, but we were both working off a budget and communicating. And when the credit card got too high and she was the culprit, we'd have to do some communicating.
Yeah.
And we had our struggles and our little tit for tats just because we were ministers in the church and she was the minister's wife. Didn't mean we didn't have. I remember when we got married, she got me so upset that I threw some eggs upside the wall at breakfast one time. But that was early in the marriage. So we had to grow. We had to grow in the trust. We had to grow in the patience. Lord, have mercy. And then when we had children, all of that was even more important.
Yeah.
Because they couldn't see you divided. So it was a challenge.
It was a challenge, and I think most of it was because I was an only child. So, I was spoiled as a child, somewhat sheltered.
Okay.
But it became a challenge to me. I knew it was something different about him when I was courting him. I knew that he wasn't going to be just a regular guy, but I didn't know it was going to be ministry. It was going to be ministry. So that became kind of a strain on me, because I knew I was part of that package deal that the church was calling, But I trust God then, as I trust him now, that he wouldn't have placed me with this man if I wasn't the one to walk alongside him.
See, we got another thing in common. Not only
Yeah.
did we get married the same day,
Yeah.
same month, my wife got caught in that minister thing as well later on.
Because my daddy was a pastor.
Mm-hmm.
So I grew up and I said, I will never
Never.
marry a pastor, a preacher, much less pastor, a preacher. And he wasn't one when I married him.
That's right.
But then
Right.
God called him. And that's one of the things that I was going to say about our choice of preaching and pastoring and all of that sort of thing. Our situations are truly unique because everybody want to come talking to the pastor and in his face and
Yeah.
doing this and doing that. So we definitely have to be secure in the trust
Yeah.
and in ourselves, that if we don't trust her, we trust him.
Right.
So that's a unique, one in ours, the lasting of 62 years. I know Sister Leach
Yeah.
had to say, who does she think? Who she thinks she's fooling? I see that. But you have patience and you trust him, and so you just communicate at home. Baby, did you see Sister so and so and so and so? Did you catch that? And sometimes it's a shoot right over their heads.
Yeah, you're right.
But we see it.
Yes.
So ours is truly, it has to be communicating patience and trust.
And trust.
Hey guys, I wish we had more time. This session is already gone. We didn't, I guess the introductions took so long, we didn't get a chance to get into the meat of anything. But it's good. It's good to know that we all agree. Communications, patience, and trust,
Yeah.
which is what we would say any couple needs. But
Right.
we need to revisit that and talk about it, monitoring the justice.
Yeah.
Hey, look, don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with several other
Amen.
sessions. Don't y'all dare go anywhere. This has been Pim, Partners in Marriage, and we want you to stay in tune with us every single time we get on an air. And remember, marriage is not a destination, it's a journey of love.
Amen.